Gracia-Otaku here. We're going to be getting back into it with pages. I believe it's page 58 that we last left on. Yeah, because I don't believe we made it to the 60s. Folks, barns are open, but God, you never. Yeah. I got her. If I ever got a man with a dose of spirit, yeah, we're right here. Alright, with that, found a page. Thank you for joining me here today. My name is Otaku. I'm going to be your personal narrator. Hello, YouTube. If you haven't been onto the channel before, please go ahead and check out the channel description before continuing. If you have been onto this channel before, go ahead and grab your eucalyptus inhalation equipment and let's begin the ritual. The ritual. Bam. It's not a real cigarette. If you've been onto this channel before, you know that this is just part of the equipment. You call these one-hitters. Alright. That's alright. I'm just coming back from a deadly sickness. Not deadly, of course. I'm quite alright. But I might as well have been deadly because I was dying. I was dying for sure. Honestly, a small part of me wants to turn on the air, but I think I'm going to hold back and just keep doing what I'm doing. I really wanted to start these videos with a Brooklyn accent or some type of deep, comedic. I wouldn't say it's comedic because, I'm not trying to make fun of nobody, but it's definitely different from the usual phrasing that we have here normally. So, for example, it'd be like, "What's good, YouTube Otaku here?" Or, like something like, maybe I could start the video in Joel's voice as Tom. I never even thought about that till now, but hello, YouTube. No, that's not even Tom. Honestly, when I read Tom's voice, I'll give it a try. Right now, I can't even picture Tom's voice because I had to spend the whole day yesterday recuperating and trying to recover from my sickness. It's terrible. Whew. Anyways, clink, clink, clink. Alright. Oh yes, and also, please do not forget to have some water bottles on standby. Some type of water or drink. These sessions do get intense. Alright, let's get back into it. Page 58 of The Grapes of Wrath. Let me just backtrack to the end of. He stopped and faced them. Ever notice I took no collection when I was preaching out here to folks? In barns and in the open? Question mark. My God, you never, said Muley. People around here get so used to you not giving them money that they be getting a little mad when some other preacher comes along and passes the hat. Yes, sir. I took something to eat, said Casey. I took a pair of pants when mine was worn out and an old pair of shoes when I was walking through on the ground. But it wasn't like when I had the tent. Some days there, I'd make $10 to $20. Wasn't happy that way, so I gave her up. And for a time I was happy. I think I got her now. I don't know if I could say her. I guess I won't try to say her. But maybe there's a place for a preacher. Maybe I could preach again. Folks, out lonely on the road, folks on no land, no home to go to? They got to have some kind of home. Maybe. He stood over the fire. The 100 muscles on his neck stood out in high relief, and the firelight went deep into his eyes and ignited red embers. I had menudo this morning with cilantro, onion, hominy. I didn't have no hot sauce or jalapenos though, so unfortunate, because that truly makes or breaks menudo for me. I mean, like, of course, it got to taste good. The hominy and meat have to be well set. All that's just standard. We want to change up menudo in a very special way. Throw some jalapenos or hot sauce in with it. It'll be one hell of a treat. Alright, let's keep it going. He stood and looked at the fire, his face tense as though he was listening. And the hands has been active to pick, to handle, to throw ideas out, grew quiet, and in a moment crept into his pockets. The bats flittered in and out of the dull firelight, and the soft, watery burble of nighthawks came out from the fields. Tom reached quietly into his pocket and brought out his tobacco. As he rolled a cigarette slowly and looked over at the coals while he worked, he ignored the whole speech of the preacher, as though it was some private thing that should not be inspected. He said, "Night after night, in this bunk, I figured how she'd be when I was home again. I figured maybe Grandpa or Grandma'd be dead, and maybe there'd be some kind of new kids around." Alright, now that I got Tom's voice down just a little bit, let's try to see if we could open up a YouTube video like this. Hey YouTube. Hey YouTube. Otaku here. We're going to be getting back into it with the Grapes of Wrath. Page 100, page 58. Well, I tried. That wasn't very decent. I think I'm going to sit there and work on it, but that was my first attempt in trying that, so thank you, viewer, for being here. Alright. Maybe Ma set back a little and let Rosa Sharon do the work. I know it wouldn't be the same as it was. Well, we'd sleep here, I guess. And come daylight, we'd get on to Uncle John's. Leastwise, I will. Think you coming along, Casey? ? The preacher stood looking into the coals. He said slowly, "Yeah, I'm going with you. And when your folks start out on the road, I'm going with them. And where folks are on the road, I'm going with them." "You'd be welcome," said Tom. "Ma's always favored you. Said you was a preacher to trust." Rosa Sharon wasn't grown up then. He turned his head. "Muley, you're gonna walk over with us? ? Muley was looking towards the road over while they came. "Think you're coming along, Muley?" Tom repeated in a higher speech. "Huh? ? No, I don't think no place. I don't leave no place. See that glow over there, jerking up and down? That's probably the superintendent and his stretcher cotton. Somebody maybe seen our fire." Tom looked. The glow of light was nearing over the hill. "We ain't doing no harm," he said. "We're just sitting here. We ain't doing nothing." Muley crackled. "Yeah? ! We're doing something just being here. We're trespassing. We can't stay. They've been trying to catch me for 2 months. Now you think, is that a car coming, or we got out of the car and lay down? We don't have to go far. Then by God, let them try to find us. Have to look up and down every row. Just keep your head down." Tom demanded, "Let's come over, you Muley? ? He wasn't never no run and hide kind of fella. He was mean back then." Muley watched the approaching lights. "Yeah? ? He said. "I was mean as a wolf. Now I'm mean like a weasel. When you hunt some, you're a hunter, and you're strong. Can't nobody beat a hunter. When you're being hunted, that's different. Something's happened to you. You ain't strong. Maybe you're fierce, but you ain't strong. I've been hunting now for a while. I ain't a hunter no more. I'd maybe shoot a fella in the dark. I don't maul nobody with a fence stake no more. I don't do no good to fool you or me. That's how it is. Well, you just go out and hide, said Tom. Leave me and Casey and tell these bastards a few things. The beam of light was closer now, and it bounced into the sky and then disappeared, and then bounced up again, and all three men watched. Muley said, There's one thing about being hunted. You get to thinking about all the dangerous things. If you're being hunted, you don't think about them, and you ain't scared. Like you says to me, if you get in trouble and then to send you back to McAllister, you'd finish your time. That's right, said Tom. That's what I told you. But staying here resting or sleeping on the ground, I ain't getting in no trouble. I ain't doing nothing wrong. Ain't like getting drunk or raising hell. Muley laughed. You'll see. You just sit here and the car will come. Maybe it's Willie Farrell, and Willie's deputy sheriff now. What are you doing trespassing here, Willie will say. Well, you'd always did know Willie was full of crap, so he says, What's it to you? ? Willie get mad and says, You get off or I'll take you in. And you ain't gonna let no Fuley push you around, 'cause he's mad and scared. He'd make a bluff and he'd go on with it. And here you'd getting tough and you gotta go through. Oh, hell. It's a lot easier to let out of the car and let her look. It's more fun, too, 'cause they're mad and they can't do nothing. You're out here laughing at them. You just talk to Willie or any boss and you slug hell out of them, and you'll take on a run and you're back to McAllister for 3 more years, maybe more. You're talking sense, said Tom. Every word you said makes sense. But Jesus, I'd hate to get pushed around by Fuley. I'd lot rather take a sock at Willie. He got a gun, said Muley. He used it 'cause he's a deputy. Then he'd either got to kill you or you got to get his gun away and kill him. Come on, Tommy. You can easily tell yourself you're no fooling them lying out like that. And it's all that amount to what to tell yourself. The strong lights angled up into the sky now, and every drone of a motor could be heard. Come on, Tommy. Don't have to go far, and just 14-15 rows over and we could watch what they do. Tom got to his feet. My God, you're right! ! He said. I ain't got a thing in the world to win, no matter how it comes out. Come on, then, over this way. Muley moved around the house and out of the cotton fields about 15 yards. This is good. Came out of the cotton fields about 15 yards. This is good, he said. Now lay down. You only get to put your head down if they start the spotlights going. It's kind of fun. 3 men stretched on out of full length and popped themselves on their elbows. Muley sprang up and ran towards the house. In a few moments, he came back and threw a bundle of coats and shoes down. I'd have taken them along just to get even, he said. The lights topped the rise and bore down on the house. The lights topped the rise and bore down on the house. Tom said, Won't they come out here with flashlights and look around for us? I wish I had a stick. ? Wait, just a period. Muley giggled. No, they won't. I told you, I mean like a weasel. Willie done that one night and I clipped it from behind with a fence stake. Knocked him colder than a wedge. He told later how 5 guards came at him. The car door drew up on the house, and spotlights snapped on. Duck, said Muley. The bar of white cold lights swung over their heads and crisscrossed the fields. The hiding men could not see any movement, but they heard a car door slam and they heard voices. Scared to get in the light. I'm scared to get in the light, Muley whispered. Once or twice I took a shot at the headlights. That keeps Willie careful. He got somebody with him tonight. They heard footsteps on wood, and then from the inside of the house they saw a glow of a flashlight. "Shall I shoot through the house?" Muley whispered. "They can't see where it come from. Give them something to think about." "Sure, go ahead," said Tom. "Don't do it," Casey whispered. "It won't do no good. Just a waste. We gotta get thinking about doing stuff that means something, gentlemen." The scratching sound came from near the house. "Putting out the fire," Muley whispered, kicking dust over it. The car door slammed, the headlights swung around and faced the road again. "Now duck," said Muley. They ducked their heads, and the spotlight swept over them and crossed and recrossed the cotton fields. And then the car started and slipped away and topped the rise and disappeared. Muley sat up. Willie always tried that last flash. He done it so often I could time it. And if he still comes, or if he still thinks about it, I think it's cute. Casey said, "Maybe we just left some fellas at the house. They'd catch us when we come back." "Maybe. The fellas went back, and I know this game." He walked quietly away, and only a slight crunching of claws could be heard from his passage. The two waiting men tried to hear him, but he had gone, and in a moment he came from the house. "They didn't leave nobody. Come on back." Casey and Tom struggled up and walked towards the whispering Muley, back towards the black bulk of the house. Muley met them near the smoke and dust pile where they had been their fire. I didn't think they'd leave nobody," he said proudly. "Me knocking Willie over and taking a shot at the lights once or twice will keep 'em careful. They ain't sure who it is, and I ain't gonna let 'em catch me." Fucking Muley. "I don't sleep no near no house. If you fellas want to come along, I'll show you where I sleep, where there ain't nobody to stumble over you." "Lead off," said Tom. "We'll follow you. I never thought I'd be hiding out in my old man's place." Muley set off across the fields, and Tom and Casey followed him. They kicked the cotton plants as they went. "We'd be hiding from a lot of stuff here," said Muley. They marched in a single file across the fields. They came to a water cut and slid down onto the bottom of it. "By God, I bet I know," cried Tom. "Is it a cave in the banks?" "That's right. How'd you know? ? "I dug her," said Tom. "Me and my brother Noah dug her out long years ago. Looking for gold, we said we was. But that was just digging caves like kids always do." The walls of the water cut were above their heads now. "Ought to be pretty clear," said Tom. "It's to me I remember her pretty close." Muley said, "I'll cover her with brush. Nobody can find her." The bottom of the gulch leveled off, and the footing was sand. Tom settled himself on the clean sand. "I ain't sleeping in no cave," said Tom. "I'm gonna sleep right here." He rolled his coat and put it under his head. Muley pulled at the covering brush and crawled into his cave. "I like it in here," said Muley. "Feel like nobody could come in at me." Jim Casey sat down on the sand beside Tom. "Get some sleep," said Tom. "We'll start for Uncle John's at daybreak." "I ain't a-sleeping," said Casey. "I got too much to puzzle with." And he drew up his feet and clamped his legs. He threw back his head and looked at the sharp stars. Let's check this out. Here we go. He threw back his head and looked at the sharp stars. Tom yawned and brought one hand back under his head. They were all silent, and gradually the skittering life of the ground, of holes and burrows of the brush began again. The gophers moved, and the rabbits crept to green things. The mice scampered over clods, and the winged hunters moved soundlessly overhead. Chapter 7, page 63. Took us a bit to get here. We're going to go ahead and stop right here for a moment. We're at page 63. I want to check out my storage and make sure everything's looking good before I continue off. Thank you for being here. I know we didn't get too far into this segment, but we'll go for a whole hour stretch after this. I do have to just go double check my storage, and I wouldn't want this to be cut any less than from an hour that I'm expecting to do it. So, viewer, audience, future Adam, peace.